Hey guys, Chaz here from Pugliese Speed Shop, and after that whole saga on the Eldorado, we're gonna go over some lessons learned because it definitely could have been easier. It definitely could have been, well, that's it, easier. Kind of what we're going for, right? Here's your Tuesday morning tech tip from Pugliese Speed Shop. Guys, there's a lot of things that could have been better about that whole expedition. Um, Easier, first off, yeah. Less frustrating, taking a lot less time, less trips to the parts store, less rework. There's a lot of things, guys, and a lot of it's my fault. And that's why we started all these tech tips to begin with, because we all screw up, right? And you learn from your mistakes, right? But wouldn't it be better if you can learn from somebody else's mistakes? I mean, that's awesome. So rather than mess up your own car, spend your own money, watch me spend my money and mess up my own car, and then you can do it the right way. I mean, guys, it seems like a foolproof plan. I don't know. But we started with this Eldorado, right? We had a list on the board, and this was kind of going for a while, and that's the number one thing. We let it go too long. We just let upgrades keep piling up and piling up and piling up to where I had a laundry list of stuff that needed done, and it was all over the place, and things just kept it's kind of, we do this in aviation, okay? Well, we call them upgrades, right? You can fly the plane still, but it's a problem. And you put them off, and then when it comes into a phase inspection, like every 200 hours, you get the whole phase crew on it, and you got 10, 12 guys knocking them all out. All the little upgrades, doing all the inspection stuff, you put the plane back into service. Perfect. Guys, it's been working perfectly for 100 years, right? Well, I don't got 10, 12 guys. I can't keep the vehicles down for as long as it would take me to do it, because you guys see, it gums the shop up for 2 freaking months. So that entire thought process was awful. Right? Never should have done it. But once I got myself into the situation, it seemed like I just couldn't get out. Right? And that was also, it was all my fault, guys. Trust me. I ain't blaming none of this on anybody else. And here's the worst part. There's still a couple things wrong. So I'll show you what they are. I got a couple things. I can take care of 2 of them real quick. So we'll do that, and then we'll sit down and talk about it. Here it is. The bane of my existence. So, let's see what we got here. We had some check engine code. We had a brake light. So, let's see what's up here. I think I know what one problem is, and it just may be my fault. Let me put you down for a minute. Hold on. All right, bringing you back here. We got the old code reader hooked up, and let's see if we need to read this here. This is P0113. Air intake. Some problem with the air intake. Let's say air intake, temperature sensor circuit, high input. So basically, something's not reading under there. Well, let's check that out. And just as I suspected, I find that things work better when you plug them in. So I disconnected that when I took the air filter out and swapped it. So that could possibly be my fault. Let's see what the other problems are. What we got here? Brake lights on. Yeah, the AC thing pissed me off. That's not it. Service brake fluid switch. So, which is also why this light's on. We talked about in the video. It's this little guy that plugs into the master cylinder, and apparently has a big spider web on it. We got a new one, $11. Genuine GM parts, because, well, guys, everything else seems to be sucking lately. So let's take 2 seconds, put that in, and see if that fixes that problem. Alright, guys, got a little connector up here. We got this guy, they go together. A lot of cars, most cars, because it's not trying to be a pain in the ass like the Cadillac is, they come in from this side, and then you can actually connect this first and send it through. You don't have enough room on this because, you know, Cadillac. So, oh, and we just broke that. Dope. We'll worry about that next. Where does this go? All right, there it is. Pretty simple once you find it. There you go. Got it there. Alright, let's hold it up. We'll try this way. There it is. Oh, see, you don't gotta force it. She's clicked in. Plug this little guy in. And apparently I need to come back and re-duct tape the washer fluid. Fix 2 things, break 1. Yay, Caddy. Alright guys, that didn't seem to fix that, so that sucks. But let's see if we can clear this code. Clear codes, erasing, okay. I'll let it run through a cycle again. I don't know if you can see it on here, but you got let it run through, read codes. No diagnostic trouble codes. So we fixed that. That's good. And guys, I do not know why this is not going away, but it's gonna piss me off. So maybe we have a cut in the wire. I don't know. We'll I don't know. Well, I guess 2 out of 3 ain't bad. We changed it. It didn't do anything. We fixed this and made it look better too. Duct tape, come on. But hooked this guy up, and that code's gone. So, like I said, 2 out of 3. I'll take it. So am I crazy when I say that little clip you just watched was pretty much how my last 2 months have gone? You go to fix one little simple thing, another one breaks, and it's, oh man, guys. I'm trying to not get frustrated, so like, you know, I just kind of walked away. So the code was my fault, right? That was me forgetting to hook something up. Real simple. That can happen when you're constantly frustrated, which is why I tell you guys a lot of times try and walk away. That brake light, it's got to be a bad wire. I'm going to get in there with the meter and act like an electrician and read the wires out, see what's going on, because it's very, very simple. You got 2 wires that go into a sensor, and it tells you if it's got fluid or not. It's a weird design. You know, I don't really know, but we'll figure it out. All right, there's not a lot to the system, so it's probably just a broken wire. And I'm not going to bore you guys with, hey, watch me stare at a meter. So we'll give you an update when I figure it out. You guys saw the code for, or the message for the AC, right? Refrigerant low. Guys, this is how this went down. I took it on a little test drive in the video, and everything was fine. And then afterwards, when I swapped the battery out, like all hell broke loose. I got a coolant leak. There's crap all over. You know, I was like, you gotta be kidding me. So I don't know if it's a leak or if it was over service. We got to take a look at that. The AC just quit. It's kind of funny how it goes because it comes up and it says AC is turning off. Well, to charge it, you got to have it on, but it won't let you turn it on if it's not charged. So I got a whole chicken or the egg thing going on there. I'm gonna go out and get a can of that stuff. I'm sure we'll take care of that. That's not a big deal. We've done that a million times. And maybe while we're at it, we can charge the one up in the Jeep and maybe have both of them work. That would be pretty sweet. So, we'll try and make, lemonade out of lemons there. Let's see how many analogies I can throw in. We're working on it, all right? So, what else do we have there? The coolant thing, I'm not sure if that's an issue or not. Oh, yeah, and then when I come in, hit the brakes, and the light started flickering, the little oil light on the dash, a little oil can. Andrew told me that apparently that's a problem. If you're under 1,000, okay, I give it gas and go away. If you're under 1,000 RPMs when everything's real hot, it's kind of finicky. Some of the forums say you run thicker oil. Some will tell you because like where it's located at, it gets real hot and it kind of just. So maybe we'll throw a sensor in there. I mean, because that works so well for the brakes. Maybe we'll just we'll ignore it because from what Andrew's telling me, he's been dealing with it for a while. So at some point, guys, I need to realize this is not a brand new car, right? Nor is it a brand new build. It's a car that is, I hate to say it, but known for a lot of problems with 150,000 miles on it. Now, granted, it's got a newer motor. It had a brand new motor, I want to say 40,000 or 60,000 miles ago, something like that. Around 100,000. It was in 2009 that put a new motor in it. And the car has been taken care of, but it's showing a little bit of age. But the worst part is it sat a lot, and that's another problem. He went up to school. He didn't drive it all that often, right? So, like when he went out to it one time, the battery was dead, and then that kind of snowballed some things. But driving it on a regular basis will help. And guys, letting things pile up, and that was probably the biggest problem. I knew the brakes had an issue for a while. Then I changed that part for that one that had the cooling system issue. I was like, well, we'll worry about the brakes later. Let's fix the cooling system. And then I induced another problem with that coolant reservoir. The old one. Hopefully the new one's fine. Hopefully that's not what's leaking. And then the alternator. And it was just one thing. The oil leak, we milked that out for a while. There was a lot of things, right? So stay after your stuff. That's the biggest. You got to keep up with the maintenance, and that's the biggest problem with this car. The guy before did, and we did for a while, but it slacked a little bit when he went off to school. So we'll see. We'll keep an eye on it now. We'll take care of it, and I think it'll be all right. But there's another issue, guys, and that's the fact that you can't get. Well, you can, but trying to get decent parts. So that, well, I thought that switch was bad in the what do you call the thing? Master cylinder, which that was a brand new part. The sensor was bad in the coolant reservoir. The what do you call them there? Help me out, guys! Come on, you gonna leave me hanging? I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it. Son of a What the hell was it? This ever happened to you? I'm looking. I can't. It's what's the other thing we fixed? Oh, yeah, that's it. I knew I'd get it, guys. The sway bar links. We had one that was terrible, and the other one wasn't bad. It was decent quality. But the one, guys, I mean, it looked like I drank 30 beers and tried to weld this in together. And it was awful, just awful. All right, so why? And they're both supposed to be the same. You get stuck in the made in China shit, and then you get it from one of these chain places, right? Which I didn't want to do. I tried. I was trying to get it knocked out. I ended up I could have waited for it to come online, which is what I should have done. But the kid ran out, got it from one of the local chain spots. 2 different boxes, 2 different parts. I mean, there was a little annex at the end of the part number. It was all trash, right? And these guys don't care, you know. The guy at the parts house, he probably didn't know any better. I'm not mad at him. But these companies, that's how they do things. They just rebrand somebody else's junk, put it in some box, and that's that. And what happens is you get shit, right? Lack of a better word. That's what you get. You get trash. So it's very aggravating. And I got put that part in, and I already told him, I said, it'll be broken in 5 minutes. You know, so that's something that we could do better, and I think the entire industry could do better. They're not going to change, guys. We know that. So that means we're going to have to. So I'm not going to buy their shit. We're going to forget about that. I'm going to wait, and I'll buy the quality stuff. And I think Kevin's going to like that little quality action. But, yeah, I mean, just because what happens? What we said before. I bought that chintzy coolant reservoir for it. Figured all it does is hold coolant. I mean, not a big deal. Didn't think about the sensor being a piece of crap in there. So I stuck that in there. It cost me $30. I could have bought the AC Delco genuine whatever for $70, right? Bought it for $30. It sucked the second I put it in the car. So then I got to go buy another one. Now, by the time I bought another one, because I put that off, I should have just returned it, but I waited. I think we need to go somewhere, whatever. So by the time I go to buy the good one, that's 110. So now I should have spent 70 up front. I'm in the whole 140. Plus, I got to put coolant in it, and I got to do the job over again. So, tell me, guys, right? Learn from my mistakes. Don't buy the trash. Get on Rock Auto, buy the higher one, buy the AC Delco, buy the FOMOCO or Mopar or whatever fits your application. If it says, and I'm going to put it out there, because these discount parts chain things they suck, guys. So if it says Duralast on it, or if it says DriveWorks, throw it in the trash. There ain't nothing else to do with it. Hopefully this helps. Didn't mean to get mad and rant a little bit, but guys, thanks for watching.